Yo, yo, yo! Welcome to the podcast brought to you by the ANOUVUE Collective, where we're going to talk about everything film related, from script to screen and anything else in between. Stay tuned.
Outside.
Reach outside already? Yes.
Yeah. Who going first on outside?
Outside, I'm not going.
No.
Can I tell you that your daughter look just like her mother? Jesus,
Yeah, sir. That's her mom's twin.
win.
First,
And she's a little actress.
yeah.
She is. So
So good.
she did. So that was not supposed to be a short film. So let me make that clear first. So what had happened is I had this filter I haven't had used in a while, and black satin from Tiffany, the full one, and I said, "I'm gonna carry outside and go test it." I was testing with plants. I'm like, I came inside and I call her and I'm like, "What you doing?" She's on her tablet. I said, "Put on the tablet and come." In hindsight, I should have shot her putting down the tablet as well. In hindsight,
That would have added to the story.
that would have totally added to the story. And it's after when it done me like, when I thought about it, she's gone her bed already. Can't wake her up again. Before, that's even the night when I was rendering it up. But yeah, I like the shots that we got. We went outside. I'm like, just do this, do that. I'm like, just do what you do, because she love picking. She normally go around the yard if she's outside and she think leaves are money, she's cash and stuff. You know, kids, their mind work different, and she pick everything. And so I'm like, just do what you normally do. And she knows not to look in the camera. So she did what she was doing, and I kind of walked her through some of the stuff. Some of the stuff I couldn't tell her because I know if I said something to her, she's gonna look up at me. But she did well. I enjoyed. I think it was more of a time for me and her to just be outside doing something that we both like. So that's what it really was. When I came in and I started editing it and putting it together, I'm like, this feels nice. I should definitely just put this out. So that's what happened. And it was, I picked a particular time of day to shoot because I wanted to test the filter. So I couldn't push, the one thing is I couldn't push colors and stuff because I wanted it to feel a certain way when I shot it. And it came out whole, and the filter, I can report that the filter did better than I thought it would. So that's a good thing. But again, it was nice just being outside with her, spend a little time outside together.
The music choice definitely added to that feeling of being outside, that feeling of tranquility, that feeling of, being in nature and all of that. So it took me to that place. It's like it was a somber mood, that you were brought to. So I definitely felt that for sure. And I find that with everything, all of the short films, that element of music is so essential to the story.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. I like the shots overall. The shots were great. The shot sizes, angles, the way the framing, especially the framing was good. Of course, now that you mentioned that iPad thing, that would have definitely made a world of difference. And I was just thinking to myself that with your film not having that piece, and like with Jesse film with just that one little piece at the end, it shows you that one shot can really change a film. Literally one shot can change a film. But overall, no, it was great. Me, I love skin tones, and the skin tones came out looking great in that. And I just loved there was this weird, on top of the tranquility that Julia was talking about, there's this innocence that just came out in that film that was just pretty cool.
So I gotta bring that because that was one of the things I wanted to capture with her. I want that innocence, the same picking up plants, because for her, again, it's her picking the plants means so much things to her. It can be money, it can be sprinkles, It can be stars that she's throwing up that's coming back down on her. And that's her brain. She's a creative by nature. That's her. So her brain is always she's creating stuff. It's amazing how that child thinks. So I wanted to capture that as well. Just like, just be, And it's one of our favorite things to do, It's just that sometimes we're busy to be outside. So,
Yeah, to be honest, like one of the things that came to mind, like every time I watch it, it comes to mind, and it comes to mind when I see her at the gate, as in at the fence, and like when she's picking the flowers and she have the flowers in her hand. Like the thing that keeps coming to my mind is that, boy, I wish more kids in Jamaica could live like this. I wish more kids in Jamaica didn't have to be worrying about, gunshot and this and that. I wish you could just go outside and play and not worry about somebody kidnapping them and all of that stuff. Like that's what comes to mind every time I watch it. Like, man, this is what life should be like for a kid.
Yeah.
And I like that the spider web added some texture.
Yeah. So
it did. It's called country. It's called country.
It did. I did that shot about 3 times, and the 4th time I'm like, sweetheart, I want you to do this again. Daddy, we did this so many times already. Why do you want to do this again? But I just saw the web. I saw the spider web, so I changed the angle. I'm like, can I do this one more time, please? Okay. I should just take her with us. Like, okay. So we did that. That's how we picked up that shot. So yeah, I'm glad that you saw that, Julia.
Yes, I appreciate that.
But fight for that shot.
Yo, you know what's funny about that? That's literally, if you've ever been on set with Wentworth, that's exactly how it goes. Like, well, we need to move on from this shot. This shot is the shot. We have to get shots. Like, okay.
She have another personality. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's a firecracker. Yeah.
Somebody else not saying nothing.
God, guys, it's tear apart.
I think it was I think it was good. I love the black satin look. I've been wanting to test that. So definitely looking into more creative looks, and kind of tired of the romance look. So, I've been appreciating the different styles and looks of different kind of fusion filters and how they affect certain areas of your image. So some raise black, some retain the blacks while just affect the highlights, all that stuff. So it did a nice little, like you could see it. Well, for somebody who knows, you could definitely see it. And I really like that smooth roll off. I do also like, as you said, the innocence and just. You did say that it's not a film. It was more like, one of them experimental pieces that feel like that. That's what it was.
Right.
And she was able to just explore her world, and that's what I really got from it. She just explored her world in her own little way, and being safe within her world without any exterior issues, problems, not a care in the world, really and truly. And just to be able to be in a space of peace and being unbothered, because she also looked that way. You couldn't tell that she was like, that this shot is, I gotta wrap right now. You can't afford another hour. You know what I mean? So you couldn't really tell that. So it was definitely really peaceful, and a reminder to us all to sometimes it just is it's as easy as stepping outside and reconnecting with Earth. What I mean? Whenever we get so clogged up by the life and adulting.
Yeah.
So shall lead them,
Trust me.
Yeah, for me, it stood out that she is such a great actress at this point. Like she just owned it. Like, and I'm like, you take it for granted, like, yeah, man, she's your child, but at the same time, she's still a child. So the fact that she just did it that way, and to hear her know that you're saying that she was saying really, like, she was getting to that point. Because I know when I was doing it with Dennis, I was over it at some point. I was over it. So for her to stick it through and to understand at that level that, you know what I mean, this is what you're doing, and to commit to it, yeah, that was awesome.
She's that's one thing I love with her. She'll stick it to it. She likes spending time. She thinks, she sometimes says she's going to become a shooter. That's what she calls shooters. She went to become she went to school and told her teacher that her father is a shooter. So
that is 87.
Yeah, so yeah, I feel like so I had to sit down and explain to her what she need to say in case. But yeah, that was the thing, and that's why I think it was after shooting her, then I got that shot of the pine trees that is the intro of it, because I'm like,
love that shot.
Yeah,
Love that shot.
that shot. I'm like, I think the shot will embody exactly what this is. So I got that shot, and I was also messing with some DC tales that I created. I tell you guys about that as soon, to kind of measure out and balance out the reds and stuff. But I says, as soon as I clean up the code and stuff, I'm going to share it to everybody. So yeah, and I'm very happy. I just be thankful that at least she's the one that you guys saw and realized that she's the talent in all this. She just made it really easy for me. That's it. Yeah,
sure.
Nah, go ahead, brother. Me did think say you did shoot this purposely for this thing, because I remember the night that the challenge was announced, Randy said he might go shoot film on the same night or something like that. And I think Kelly did say he was going to shoot film on the next day. And I saw like the test shots on Instagram. And then I see like Wentworth late in the night say, yo, so all the man them stay with them 1060. So I seriously I throw work to say, yo, me done shoot. So when them stay, I said, oh man. Like, I think I didn't message like I always say, yo, the man them serious so. Just yesterday the challenge launch.
Oh, joke.
Brother, the challenge is serious from day one. From a year, him and Randy say, yo, my thing up, my thing done shoot, man. I say, what? And then Darren was hinting at it. And then you have Jesse, and I was like, all right, come on. This is not a game anymore. You know what I mean?
it's a game.
Not a game, bro. So after listening to Mr. Bradford Young, Dennis Fife over there, philosopher, what's the word? Philosopher, you know the word philosopher color and stuff.
Yeah.
Yo, all right. First of all, we didn't know say this never did shoot for this, because you didn't tell me about the lens test, and I was like, makes sense. So you just have to cut something from that. And then it's after we talk, they say, somebody just add an iPad to it, they would have shot extrally shot. And I was like, yeah, because they would have just tell me, it's outside, we get it, but it's like it's a little punchline to the outside, like, yeah, okay, get it. So overall, great. One thing. Color. With the magenta, murder me. I think it's magenta or whatever it is, but there's just a little shift in there, which is just like.
So the one of the things I was, as I said, I was explaining to you, I was saying to Julia about she was talking about the web. When we were shooting that, I finally found the shot. She's like, then we have to do a second. So I'm like, okay, do I go and change the ND filter, or do I turn on the filter inside of the camera? That's what sparked it. And then remember, there's this the white part of the clothes that reflect a whole heap of stuff, and it just wouldn't, it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. So I saw it, but I'm like, I can live with this. I can live with it. And the sun was coming in directly. I have on flag, I have on hard mat, everything with cut back. But I'm like, I can live with this. And you have to just know, say, it's something I have to live with. I could have lived with that bit of imperfection. I think when I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
So that wasn't an ND issue.
Just
I mean,
that?
it's an internal ND issue.
It's an
Is that
internal,
like
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the internal ND does it. If you start stopping down at a certain level, it does get a little bit on the magenta side. But I would have changed the ND, but it's just that that'll take me a little while because I just me and her in that big ass camera outside, so you know.
No,
But
no,
yeah,
listen,
yeah.
but no,
So
it is not for me. When I do mine, I reach a point where I switch out ND, and I was like, can't do this. Like,
yeah.
say to go. So I'm just have to just work with one at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
So and then again, yeah, work with skin tone. It's just them little technicalities, but sometimes you have to be like, yo, you have to just cut it and be like, yo, it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's better than perfect.
Yeah, it's okay. So
As
I
long
had
as they
to,
know to fix it in post, you're good.
yeah. So a bit of, and then when I started moving the budget, I really didn't have enough time, and I tested other things with DCTL, but not that. I didn't bother trouble that too much. I decreased it 'cause it was more, but you know,
Oh,
but again, yeah, I enjoyed doing it. That's the first thing. I enjoyed doing
Yeah.
it. Because some of the shots, of course, I had to take out the filter, but the close-ups and stuff, I used the filter because the bloom would have been too much, and then if there's bloom, there's going to be color up through all over the place because of how the dispersion of the filter. But also, I just enjoyed it. Yeah.
It's good that you found the 10 frames, and because you said it wasn't done for this specific.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
mhm.
So the plan was to export frames and then say, this is the results of shooting with the filter along with the lens, but you know.
Just saying, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I like it as well. I think that lens choices definitely help. I think if Wentworth had gone like any wider in terms of lens choices, it probably wouldn't have felt the same. Especially since him shooting his daughter, it has this very dreamlike quality to it, which I think shooting at like a longer focal length definitely helps with. Um, yeah, I like it. I like it. Um, but I guess I just have one question for Wentworth.
Mhm.
It's not like a question per se, but it's just like in terms of like focal length.
Mhm.
What's your preferred choice of focal length? Because I noticed something from raw materials as well that kind of came over into this. So do you have like a preference in terms of like focal length, or it's just kind of like, all right, I'll just roll with whatever is needed?
If if I have the space, I should. If I could shoot 50, I would shoot 50 or 32, 35. So if I get the space where I can move the camera back, I'll shoot on a tighter lens and get the wide shot on the tighter lens and going wide. I don't know. I think it's something I discovered. I discovered myself. I'm like, why do I always feel like I need to jump on the 25 and not the 50 and not just use the 25? But it's if I have a choice, I'll shoot on, if I can shoot on the 32 or shoot on the 32 or 35, anywhere from there up and then pull back and pull the camera back to get that wide shot. I prefer that. I feel like I like to single out my subject, and when I do that, when I shoot like that, I can do that. So even if it's a wide space, you know exactly what I'm focused on. So I don't even have to shoot wide open, but the quality of, how do I put it? It's not even, when I say quality, I'm not talking
Compression
about,
that you get with the
yeah,
35.
compression and just sing this. It's like the singularity in this vastness.
Like in terms of like the size of the subject, in relation
Yes,
to the background.
through the background, and also just separation. Because I don't have to shoot. It doesn't mean that everything have to be out of focus, like everything in the background. That's not it. But it's just that you can see that this person. This is who the story is. This is who this thing is about. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem shooting wide. It's just sometimes I feel like everything gets so sucked in. And it also depends on what the environment is, and especially in areas where there's a lot of nature, I like to shoot. I'll put it on a long lens and move the camera.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to say. I feel like because of how Mandeville is set up, it can feel very vast, especially like on a wide lens. I feel like the focal length that you chose like definitely helped to focus on your daughter.
Respect, man. Yeah, it's something I realize. I realize like if I can do it on shooting on the 25, I will. But I do it out of necessity. But if I had a choice, I would not shoot on the 30. I would shoot on the 32.
Also, you are another cheater because you have family members you can draw from. But I tell you, you see the rest of it? Well, nobody? All right.
But thanks for Jesse, and also you bring up that thing there. Like I just started discovering it about how I shoot and choice making focal lens. It's something I make like very. It's not very recent, but in recent time, with the last 2 months or so. So you picking it up, respect and thanks, bro.
Definitely something I want to explore.
Yeah, man. Try it out, man. Try it out.
Not the lens, bro. Not the lens.
All right.
I mean, granted, I have about 18 to 30.
Yeah, try it out. Yeah, where's that try, bro? Yeah.
All right, so we're going on to the next film now, which one is the next one? Is it Incomplete or is it? No, it's Incomplete, right?
Thank you for listening to the A New View podcast. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want more information on today's episode, check the show notes below if you are on a podcast platform, or the description if you are on YouTube. See you next episode.